There are certain faculties of the Sukshma Sharir or the subtle body that often go on to work against the Atman or the soul. Recall that there are three kinds of bodies, the outermost being the Sthul Sharir or the physical gross body composed of the five Mahabhuts. Then is the Sukshma Sharir, which has the mind, the Ahamkara, and the buddhi. Some people will add senses, but senses can be considered to be fleeting between the Sthul Sharir, where it creates pleasures, versus Sukshma Sharir, where in the agitated state it creates cravings. And the innermost is all the activities you do on the three planes of thought, speech, action to accrue the karmas. That lies in the Karan Sharir along with the Atman. And once you have liberated all the karmas, then your Atman is free. So get to the bottom of this, which is Atman, the core kernel. You have to free it from the karma in the Karan Sharir or the causal body. To free it from the karma, you have to make sure that any karma that you are doing is in the realm of nishkam karma. There can be sakam karma, karma that is associated with her reasoning. Selfish, ahamkara related reasoning. And when you do it in the modality of neutrality, it is called nishkam karma. The word I want you to pay strong attention to is calm. Calm represents desire. Calm can be sexual desire. Calm can be material prosperity desire. Calm can also be, in a way, artha or the desire to earn money. That is why you will see the four pillars of life: dharma, arth, kam, moksha. Calm in itself is not bad, but calm is like a fire, and it keeps burning, and it will kind of burn down the remaining three pillars, which is the pillar of artha, the pillar of dharma, and the pillar of moksha. Hence, calm in itself is insatiable, always flaming fire, which is very dangerous to be around. So, one of the main things for people pursuing liberation and peace of mind and general happiness that comes from seeking spirituality is to burn the burner, is to burn the kama, destroy the kama. So, when you have nishkam karma, then you are not accumulating in the Karan Sharir. Because kam, the desire that is there, is our biggest nemesis. Gita talks about it, where it says, there are three foes that lie within you, which are the breeding grounds of desire. These are the elements of Sukshma Sharir: man, buddhi, ahamkar. And of course, the man already includes the senses, because Krishna has told us in the past that among the senses, he is the mind. So, understanding that senses mind is a composite that creates pleasure-desire trap. And then there is the ahamkara, which is the ego center. Now, this requires special attention. The ego center has two cardinal traits. The traits are built on the foundation of discrimination or delineation, which is very close to what the buddhi does. But this discrimination creates identification in case of ego, whereas the discrimination in the sense of buddhi creates more of neutrality or dharma restoration. So, when there is discrimination, division, it creates identity. So that is the first and the foremost reason why ahamkara behaves the way it behaves. The two cardinal traits of ahamkara, based on this nature of discrimination or delineation or identity, if you will, are the need for attention and the need for supremacy. So, once you understand that there are only two purposes, if you will, or characteristics of the identification trap in ego, that is attention based on the identity and supremacy based on the identity, then you understand that calm will flare up every time you seek attention, and calm will flare up every time you seek supremacy to those around you. Once this is clear, you know how ego creates the trap within all of us, and the calm is burning strong in all of us through the modality of ego, which in itself is a rajas. And rajas itself, Kam esh, Krodh esh, Rajogun Samudbhava, the Kam and Krodh are full of Rajas Gun, which is the guna of passion, which is the guna of activity. The activity can be in the mode of creation, purposeful sattvic activity, or in the mode of destruction, tamasic, heedless arrogance. But this is what ego does. Identification-based attention, identification-based supremacy. Because you have identified yourself to be something, now you are trying to prove to the others that you are better than them. The realm that it goes to in the sense of narcissism. Come to buddhi. Buddhi usually is not your enemy, but once we are totally swept away by the indriyas, I should say, are swept away by pleasure, then the desire to recreate the pleasure created the kama, and hence in the realm of high kama, the arrogance is supercharged. So the ego is supercharged, and hence the tendency to create identity-based attention and identity-based supremacy or superiority over peers increases. When this happens, then the individual's buddhi is neutralized, what we typically call vinashakale viprit buddhi. So the buddhi, which is usually your friend of the soul, becomes an enemy, nemesis of the soul, because now the buddhi does not fight for dharma. The buddhi is totally wrapped in kama, and hence it cannot see the neutrality of Brahman. It cannot see the dharma that you are supposed to impose on others based on compassion. So the buddhi, which should be the center of compassion along with the mind, becomes a center of self-destruction by quasi-rationalization, which is leaning towards restoration and reinforcement of your identity. So buddhi will rationalize to do what your mind wants to do. It will try to find reasons why you should do that so that the kama can be satiated. So the breeding grounds of desire, as Gita says, are man, buddhi, ahankar. That's why Indriyani paranunde param mana manasastu para buddhayo buddhe paratastu sa evam buddhe param buddhva sanstabhya atmanatmana jahi shatru mahabaho kam rupam durasadam. Therefore, Arjun, slay this enemy of kama, which is taking over all your three faculties of the Sukshma Sharir. Without these faculties, you cannot operate in this world. The faculties of senses, mind, ahamkara and buddhi. And when these faculties are swept away by kama, you are collecting sakam karma. You are overburdening your Karan Sharir. You are accumulating enormous karma bandhan in your causal body, Karan Sharir. Hence, you will keep reincarnating. You will keep sinking in this trap of birth after rebirth, where you don't have a choice. You are just being forced by the rules of the karma bandhan, the rules of the karma, to be reborn again and again. Good births, mediocre births, abominable births. So be very careful about the power of ego, because ego is what can be neutralized to realize the power of the mind. And ego is what that can be, at the same time, instead of neutralized, it can be reinforced to destroy the mind and then destroy your buddhi as well. Then you become like a heedless animal, have no discrimination power. Discrimination in the sense of dharma discrimination, knowing how others would feel if something like that was done to them. That is the power of buddhi, which remains there only in the untainted form when it is not hijacked by the kama power of ego and the kama power of the mind. So, when you don't have kam, there cannot be sakam karma. Hence, the nishkam karma doesn't create you a bundle of damage. Another thing I want to talk to you about is the power of kumbha kriya. This is very well delineated in the various scriptures, the Shiv Samhita and other scriptures. The power of kumbha kriya, because when you take a prana or the air, pranavayu, and then you retain it. The sequence is 1-4-2-2, which is inhalation, holding the air, exhalation, and then holding empty stomach. That ratio should be 1-4-2-2. Then this kumbha kriya itself is purifying your pranavayu, is purifying your channels, the ida, pingla, sushumna. Hence, there is balance between the ida and the pingla, and the energy, the chitta, which is driven in the vehicle called prana, can slowly rise. The coiled serpent will slowly rise from the muladhar to the agya and hence to the sahasrara. So, understand that kumbha kriya burns your karma, because kumbha kriya has purified your fine mental faculties of the mind. Mind is the connecting link between the unmanifest world to the manifest world. So mind, they say, chanchalam hi mana krishpamathi balodham. Mind is fluid and very fastidious. The mind is capable of covering large distances. And that is why it's compared to the air. And dhyana is considered to be like ether, because dhyana, contemplation, focus will quieten the mind to bring it to one center focus. Whether you are thinking about God, it will totally condense and crystallize your thinking process to think about Shiva and Hanuman. Or it can be a scattered brain, which we see today, attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome. See how in children and even some grown-up people, the attention deficit is a chaos. Cannot focus your mind on one single activity. That is the result of bad karmas that have accumulated in the past, and now they are slowly unwinding in your life. So, kumbha kriya burns the sakam karma bundle lying in your Karan Sharir, and in that way, your mind is purified. You are free of karma. You once again reposition your buddhi in the mold of dharma. Hence, you are clean and serene and pure, and you can operate in the realm of Brahman. You become Sagun Brahman. And slowly, the Brahman with characteristics will go back into the unmanifest. Hence, it becomes Nirgun Brahman. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktam madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyev katra paridevana. You are manifest in the you are unmanifest in the beginning. Transiently, you become manifest in the middle when you have these powers of mind, buddhi, ahamkara. And then again, you become quiescent in the unmanifest. Hence, why do you lament and torment yourself with the loss of the transient, which is the mind, the buddhi, the senses, the Panch Bhautik Sharir, the Mahabhuts around you. Because this is just like a dream that will end into deep sleep. So, my friends, to conclude, Sukshma Sharir has three strong faculties: the mind and the sense complex, the ego, and the buddhi. When the mind is free from karma, then the mind operates in the constructive creation. Otherwise, the mind will hijack the mind and the ahamkara together, working in the realm of karma or desire, will hijack your buddhi. Ahamkara has two complexes. One is the attention complex, and the second is the superiority complex. Both the attention complex, which seeks, desires, wishes, oh, look at me, attention. The whole world of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, this is all attention. And the second, superiority, I am better than you. I am better than the rest of us. I am better than my peers. Those two qualities come from ahamkara when the mind is swept away by desires. And then the mind was first having a cancer called kama that infects the buddhi, that infects the ahamkara, that leads to activation of your ego complex, that leads to hyper attention seeking tendencies and hyper superiority tendencies. And then this ego attacks your buddhi and neutralizes the dharma discrimination capability. So now you rationalize against dharma into your kama. That, oh no, I need this food, I need this cookie, I need to have sex. All the desires of the Muladhara and Swadhisthana are hyperactivated, like a fire in which you throw some oil. So, Kam is where it starts, and destruction of the Kama can be happened through dhyana, when you are cleaning your kamas, but also it can happen through kumbha kriya, which is breath holding, retention, purification, the prana, apan, vayu complex, and through holding the image of your Ish Devta at your glabella or the portion between the eyebrows. That way you can cleanse your kama. That way you can cleanse your mind, because mind is extremely powerful apparatus that you need to rise and remove or cleanse all the karma bandhan that you have. When the mind works in nishkam karma bandhan cannot be accumulated in the Karan Sharir. Slowly the remaining karma bandhan will unfold and get exhausted. Your Karan Sharir becomes extremely light. There is no more karma there. There is only the soul living there. And hence the soul is liberated. There are no sheaths anymore. There is no sthul body, sukshma body and Karan body. There is only you and you everywhere. The drop itself has become the ocean. The soul itself has merged into the Paramatman, and hence the duality delusion has been eroded. All of it starts from destruction of kama, which can be had through dhyana as well as kumbha kriya, as well as any activity that you do where you are disregarding the desires that are arising in yourself. The stronger the desires that arise in yourself, acknowledge that stronger you are becoming and pursuing and overcoming these cravings that have been holding you down into this mortal coil. And slowly, steadily, in the path of yoga, you will advance through the power of dhyana and kumbha kriya to burn all the karma, and hence you will be able to transit to the beautiful unmanifest Brahman that you are. Jai Shri Ram.